الرحيم. مرحبا أهلا وسهلا بكم. Today's lesson is going to be from page 34 and it is about verbs beginning with Hamza. الفعل الصحيح المهموز الأول. Now I have chosen 3 samples from this category. We will conjugate one of them as an example in past tense and a present tense, and you will see that it is virtually the same as the template that we have learned previously. However, there would be a little bit of adjustment when we reach the imperative. Let's look at the past tense and present tense first. First of all, on what basis did I choose these particular 3 samples? Let's see. So, adina means he permitted or allowed. That's a verb to allow or to permit. Adina, he permitted or allowed. Ya'dhanu, that's the present tense. He allows or permits. Now, the second root letter in the present tense here has a fatha. Ya'dhan, there is a significance for that. There is a reason for that. The reason I am emphasizing this because there is implication when we are dealing with the imperative, as you will see later. Asara means he captured. Asara, and the present tense, he ya'siru. And the second root here is carrying kasra. Asara ya'siru. That's the verb to capture. Amala, that means he hoped. That's the verb to hope for something. Amala ya'mulu. The second root here in the present tense is carrying dhamma. So the significance of that and the implication will be revealed once we are dealing with the imperative. First of all, let me conjugate the adina, ya'dhan in the past tense and present tense for you by way of sample how these verbs, 3 verbs, and similar one will be conjugated. Let's do that now. Now let's conjugate the adina, ya'dhanu. Adina, as I've already mentioned, means he allowed. Let's look at this verb in the past tense first. As you can see, it starts with Hamza. So, adina, adina, adinu. That sounds very familiar. It's exactly as in line with our template. Adina, he permitted, he allowed. Adina, they, meaning 2 men, allowed. We use the alif of ithnain, alif of duo to indicate that we are speaking about 2 people and they are masculine. Adinu, u ending in the past tense, giving us the idea that we are talking about 3 people or more masculine. Hence we have u ending. So adina, adina, adinu. That's the 3rd person masculine, singular, dual, and plural. Now let's look at the feminine equivalent. Adinat, usual ta ta'nith, which is the ta to indicate that she, not he, she did. In this case, she allowed, she permitted. Adinata, they, meaning 2 women, permitted or allowed. The same alif, which is the alif of ithnain, the dual alif, is used here, and the ta, which is ta of feminine. Adinata. Again, everything seems to be in line with what we have learned. Adinna, they, here means 3 or more women allowed. You may remember that when you will say they, meaning 3 women or more, in the past tense, the 3rd root letter must carry sukun. And this is here, the 3rd root is sukun. We put the sukun on that na, and because we're going to add na, which is the nono niswa, the noun of feminine plural. So now we have 2 nouns, the first of which is carrying sukun, and the second one is fatha, so we have to combine them. Hence you have this shadda to represent that there are two nouns there, first of which is actually sukun. So you say adhinna. Now the second person, again, you may remember the rules when you say to second person people in front of you, whether singular, dual or plural, male or female. If it's past tense, you are addressing them. The third root letter must carry sukun before you add the attached pronoun. Hence we have this third root letter is carrying sukun, 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 and then you add your suffixes, which is your attached pronoun. Adinta, you, male, singular, allowed or permitted. Adintuma, you two, masculine, allowed or permitted, and it happens to be the same as the feminine, as the female as well. Now, adintum, you three or more, male, permitted, allowed. So the ending is ta and tuma, tum. For feminine equivalent, you say adinti, you, feminine singular, allowed. Adintuma, you two, feminine, allowed. And you lot, feminine, allowed. Adintunna. So the ending for male is ta, tuma, tum, and the ending for female is ti, tuma, tunna ending. Equally, when you are speaking about first person, the self, you are actually speaking about yourself. The noun, which is third root letter here, also must carry sukun. So adhin, and then you add two, and that two means I, regardless whether I masculine or I feminine. Adhintu, I allowed. The speaker in Arabic is gender neutral. Adhinna, this is again known as carrying sukun, and because we add na of we combine the two noun, as I just mentioned here. Whenever you have the same letter, the first of which carries sukun, the second one carrying haraka or vowel, then you need to combine the two and put the symbol shadda to indicate that these are double letters. So adhinna, we allowed, regardless whether we two of us or millions of us. So this is the past tense, perfectly in line with the usual template that we have learned in book 3 and part of book 4 as well. So adina, adina, adinu, adinat, adinata, adinna, adinta, adintuma, adintum, adinti, adintuma, adintunna, adintu, and adinna. That is the past tense for you. Let's look at the present tense. How the present tense is conjugated when you have a verb start with Hamza. Al-fi'lu sahih al-mahmuz al-awwal. Let's have a look at that. Now, here is your present tense. You will see virtually it's the same as usual template as well. In the male section, across, singular, dual, and plural, you start with ya. That's your prefix. That will be ya. Ya, 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 starting point. Ya, ya, and ya. And ya, sukun, dhanu. Like yaktubu is the same way. Ya, dhanu, he allows. Ya, dhanani, they, meaning two men, allow. And ya, dhanuna, they, three or more men, allow. So, ya'dhanu, ya'dhanani, ya'dhanuna. The same pattern, ani ending for two, for dual, and una ending for plural, masculine. Feminine, this is the third person, of course. Ta'dhanu, she allows. Ta'dhanani, they, two women allow. And ya'dhanna, three or more women allow. Now you will notice that we start with ta and ta for singular and dual, but in the plural, we start with ya like the masculine section. So ta, ya is your starting prefix, and for men, ya is your starting letter. So that's the third person. Now, in the second person, as you may remember, once you are saying something to somebody in front of you using present tense, you must start with ta. Hence, you have ta for singular male, dual male, and plural for women as well. Ta. So it's across the board for second person al-mukhatab. Ta. And then you start your conjugation. So ta'dhanu instead of ya'dhanu, just start. It's the same ending. Ta'dhanu, you male singular, allow. Ta'dhanu. And ta'dhanani, you two masculine, allow. Ta'dhanuna, you three or more masculine, allow. So ta'dhanu, ta'dhanani, ta'dhanuna. You may notice that here, for the male section, in the third root, in the third person, apart from the starting ya, in the second person, the ending is the same. So ya'dhanu, ta'dhanu. Ya'dhanani, ta'dhanani. Ya'dhanuna, ta'dhanuna. So it's the same ending really. It's just the beginning is what is giving the way that you're actually speaking to somebody in front of you, al-mukhatab. Now, when it comes to the feminine, here we say ta'adhanu, she allows. Here we have to say ta'dhanina. Whenever you are speaking to a single female, in the present tense, you need to end your verb with ina ending, hence ta'dhanina. So that's the only one, the odd one out. You need to remember that. So that's when you are speaking to a singular female, end your verb in present tense in ina, ta'dhanina. The rest is the same. So here we have ta'dhanani, they, meaning two women, allow. Here, ta'dhanani, you two women, allow. So the same ending, ya'dhanna, ta'dhanna, you three or more female, allow. For I, it is gender neutral, adhanu, I allow. Now this adhanu, you may choose to spell it as a'dhanu, alif with fatha, and then hamza, a'dhanu. And because it's hard to say a'dhanu, so you actually say adhanu. You can write it as a'dhanu and say it as adhanu, or simply write it as adhanu and say it adhanu as well. So adhanu, na'dhanu, we allow, we too, or we lot. So that's your present tense. You can see, apart from a little bit of adjustment in the I, you rather say adhanu, which you can, you say adhanu. So the rest is the same, just as if you are conjugating kataba, yaktubu. So it's the same, very basic conjugation system. They don't change, just amendment. Now, what we're going to do now is we are going to have a look at the imperative, fi'al amr, to see what's another adjustment is happening there. And we will see that now, and I will go through the imperatives with you now of this. By the way, everything I say here about the adhina ya'dhanu is also, you can apply to the other two verbs, which is asara ya'siru, the verb to capture, which I first mentioned at the beginning, and the verb amala ya'mulu, he hoped, he hopes. So the same, they conjugate the same way. But let's look at what's happened in the imperative. Now, let's go through the imperative of these three sample verbs, where we have the first root letter as Hamza. Adhina ya'dhanu, he allowed, he allows. Note that the second root letter in the present tense is carrying fatha. Here, asara, he captured, ya'siru, the second root letter is carrying kasra in the present tense. Let's see the implication of that in terms of the imperative. Now, let's start with the adhina first. So you have option. You can say then, just as you say ijlis, sit down. So the same vowels. This is your alif of imperative. Then, but it is regarded as one is slightly harder to say. Is glottal stop is quite hard. So you have option. You can convert the original Hamza, the first root, in the imperative into ya, lengthening ya, then. That's easier, isn't it? So then you say then. So then, if you see it written like this, is correct. Or this is correct. But when you say then, it's easier for you to convert that Hamza into ya. So then, then. The same thing is sir, sir. So the rules is when you have a verb starting with Hamza as a first root letter, in the imperative, you may convert that Hamza into ya if the second root is carrying, in the present tense, is carrying fatha or is carrying kasra. So let's conjugate the rest of the imperatives. Once we have established that, you do the same thing throughout. So then, theni. This is directed at a female, singular. Theni. Theni. So theni or theni. Aloud. Siri. Siri. Again, you are addressing a single female. Duo, which is the same for two men and two women, is the same, two men or two women. Then you command two men saying then the same for two women. Then or you convert the Hamza into ya. Then sira, sira. Plural, masculine, three or more. Thenu or idhanu. Allow. Thenu, idhanu. Siru, siru. Siru, siru. Commanding plural, female, then. This is the double noun. Hence you have the shadda. Then or then. Then, then. Sirna, sirna. Remember, when you have the sukun is embedded here with the first noun. That's why you have the shadda. So this is your imperative. If you are doing imperative for adina, ya'dhanu, asara, yasiru, or equivalent of a verb which you have the present tense, second root is carrying fatha or kasra. What's happened then if the second root is in the present tense is carrying dhamma, such as amala? If you can see this one, amala, that's a he hoped, ya'mu, that's mim here, which is your second root, is carrying dhamma. So let's see what happened in that case as far as the imperative is concerned. Now let's deal with the imperative of the verb amala ya'mulu. We have explained the adina, ya'dhanu, asara, ya'siru, and we said that if the second root letter of a verb starting with Hamza is a carrying fatha or kasra in the present tense, the imperative, in the imperative you may and you can convert the Hamza into ya. Hence we say then, sir, and so on. Now let's look at the amala ya'mulu. When the second root letter is carrying dhamma, what will happen? What will happen is this: you don't convert Hamza into ya, you convert the Hamza into a wow, such as mol. That's normal mol, but it's hard thing to say. Mol. So you may say mol. So hope, be hopeful. Mol. Mol. That's commanding a masculine singular. Moli. That's directed at a single female. Or moli. Softer. Moli. Moli. Mula. That's your commanding two masculine or two feminine. Mula or mula. Mulu. That is for masculine plural, three or more men. Mulu or mulu. You may see them in these two versions. Don't say one is wrong. It's fine. Mulna. Mulna. This is for feminine plural. Mulna. Mulna. So this is the a complete conjugation of the verb, which is starting with Hamza, such as Adina, Asara, and Amala. We have dealt with it in the past tense, present tense, and the imperative. So what you need to do for me is go to page 34 and you will see everything explained for you there. Verbs beginning with Hamza, الفعل الصحيح المهموز الأول. And you have a table in the imperative for singular, dual, and plural. And I've, at the beginning of this lesson, I've analyzed the past tense and present tense for you using the verb adina ya'dhanu, which can be applied to asara ya'siru and amala ya'mulu. Now, let's look at page 35, and we will see that there are other three verbs starting with Hamza. These three verbs, they behave differently in the imperative, and they are the verb to eat, akala, and the verb to take, akhadha, and the verb to command, amara. Now the good news is they conjugate, or we can conjugate them following the usual template in terms of the past tense and the present tense. Let's look at them individually and see where is the adjustments going to be in terms of the imperative. Now, the first one is akala. That's the verb to eat. Akala, he ate. In the past tense, normal conjugation. You will say akala, akala, akalu. That's a masculine, third person, singular, dual, and plural. Akala, akala, akalu. Third person, singular, female or feminine, we say akalat. Dual, feminine, akalata, and the plural, akalna. That's a normal template. Akala, akala, akalu, akalat, akalata, akalna. Second person, past tense, as usual, you place sukun on the third root letter and then you add the pronoun. Akalta, akalti, akaltuma, akaltuma, akaltum, akaltunna. And the first person with sukun on the third root as well, akaltu, akalna. That is in order. Present tense of the same verb also is conjugated in a very normal way. You say ya'kulu, ya'kulani, ya'kuluna. Ta'kulu, ta'kulani, ya'kulna. That's a third person. Masculine and feminine, singular, dual, and plural. Second person, present tense, you start with ta 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 ta. Ta'kulu, ta'kulani, ta'kuluna, ta'kulina, ta'kulani, ta'kulna. And the first person, akulu or akulu and naakulu. Present tense, no issue at all. But in the imperative, let's see what's happened. The imperative, the Hamza disappears altogether. So becomes kul, instructing a single male. Kul, kul ta'amak, eat your food. Kul. But if you are instructing female singular, you say kuli. So kul, kuli. No alif of imperative. In the dual, if you are instructing two people, regardless whether they are male or female, you say kula, kula. If you are instructing plural, three or more male, you say kulu, and three or more female, kulna. So kul, kuli, kula, kula, kulu, kulna. That is the imperative using the akala. Now, akhadha, and that is verb to take. Akhadha. Again, just as we explained in the akala, past tense and present tense is normal templates. Let's look at the imperative. Becomes khudh, just as we say kul here. So khudh, instructing a single male, say take. If you are instructing a single female, you say khudhi, khudhi, khudh, khudhi. Dual, khudha, khudha, just as you say kula and kula. Khudhu, take. You are instructing group of men or boys or mixed gender. Khudhna, here you are instructing three or more female, feminine. So khudh, khudhi, khudha, khudha, khudhu, and khudhna. The third of these three verbs is amara, is a verb to command. Amara, again, in terms of the past tense and present tense, you conjugate it in a normal way. But in the imperative, here you have a little bit of additional thing going on. In line with the first two, kul and akala and akhada, you say mur also. So I say kul. Amara ya'muru, mur. Muri. Mura and mura. You are instructing two people regardless of the gender. Muru, murna. That is in line with the rest of this category. You can also, particularly when you have conjunction before it, you can insert the alif. Wa'mur. So, mur, that's your option. Mur or mur. Muri. Mura. Mura. Muru. And murna. So, these three verbs, they behave in this way in the imperative. That's why I decided to call your attention to that. And you'll find it on page 35, nicely laid out for you and with explanation. Now, your responsibility now, please, is this. Revise page 34 for me and page 35 and do exercise 19. Because until you can do these exercises and you get them right, you cannot claim that you have understood the lesson. As they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So let's not omit or miss any exercise. Even they appear to you to be very easy. Do it anyway. So please do exercise 19 for me on page 35. That is the explanation of how we conjugate a verb that starts with Hamza as its first root letter. I hope you revise this lesson and look out for other verbs which is similar to what we have done. I have here a list for you which will give you practice when you are doing your exercise 19. Well done, keep at it, and don't even think of giving up. So you get there, inshallah. So we will meet again next lesson. In the meantime, please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so and share the link with your contacts. مع السلامة، إلى اللقاء، في أمان الله.